Okay, this could be an interesting one. This is a Tripp-Lite KVM switch 16 port console. So it's got a keyboard in here, control pad, so it'll have should have some silver mylars in here. Probably a gold board on for this. We have to take apart the monitor here, and I mean this may be basically a laptop is what I'm thinking. So let's take it apart and see what's in here. Of course, the first part's going to be breaking it down so that I can get it on my bench easily. Remove the hinge. Okay, well, let's just remove all the screws we see. Hiding right there. Little piece of dust got on top of it. So we do have a small power board back here. What looks like to be some kind of a. Yeah, it's got a decent board back here as well. Crystal oscillator, various things up on tap here. Be able to get all the screws right now. So let's flip it and see what else we see. No screws on the sides. It's got some what looks like bolts. Frees it up from the rails. Yeah. It's still hanging on this side. Missed one. Rails are of course steel. Now we can get in here and get this stuff out. Okay. Camera overheated, so I had to let it cool down for a bit and took the opportunity to eat lunch. looks of it, we've got a power board here and 3 input-output boards, one of which is the 16 port. That one is right in the corner. So hopefully we'll be able to get it with this guy. Yeah, that got it. And the extension we should be able to do these guys as well. Okay. That should have everything broken loose here. Okay, small power board, couple little copper bearing items, transformers and toroids. It looks like some capacitors, some aluminum capacitors, maybe some copper coils in here as well. A few MOSFETs, chip or two, and some plate aluminum for the heat sinks. And we need you. Needed for that one. Yeah, we'll grab this board first. It's already loose. So this board, which looks like it's a VGA board maybe, it's got a MOSFET, a couple MOSFETs, I don't know, one MOSFET, these are pins, toroid, some capacitors, a crystal oscillator, one flat pack, and a few other little chips. Backside, nothing to speak of. Don't see anything on it. No gold pins on this one, it looks like. And we'll get the main board out of this, which is, like I said, the 16 port. This will all have gold pins in it. And here we got what looks like a 10 ohm capacitor, lots of chips, a few flat packs, some more what look like 10 ohm capacitors over here, another crystal oscillator. The flashing on this one looks gold, so that's a possibility. All the flashing looks gold on this one. And we do have some surface mount components here. They are tiny little guys. Most of them look like they've got an R code. So those are going to be resistors for the most part. Some of them are capacitors. They are tiny little capacitors. The decent board, especially if that gold flashing is throughout. And then the last one here looks like it's the input ports for the keyboard and mouse. Probably nothing of consequence in there. So let me just get this. Looks like we got a power switch over here and just the wires to get out of the way here, and then we'll get into the second half. one. Frees up those wires. There's those wires. And I can tell that I need fit up in here. Switch. There may be silver contacts in that switch, so now we just gotta bust through these guys. I wish I could say I was into computers enough to try and use all this stuff, but I'm just not. Charger. So that's steel. What I'm trying to do for the most part right now is I'm trying to get everything ready for a steel run. not a laptop. Yes, it's got some components similar to a laptop, but it does not have the processor. Not unless it's in that monitor assembly. Now this has our two little switches on it, and you can see the flashing on this is gold. Gold flashing, front and back switches, which will have a little bit of silver in them. And this this board here, which is the touchpad, touch controller. You can see it also is all gold plated flashing. It's got one little flat pack on it, and I can't really get the front of this off right now, but there should be some, maybe. This will all be gold plated as well up under here once you get past the green. You can see it on the outside edge there. There we got you. This board looks to have gold plated flashing as well. It's got one chip on it, one crystal oscillator, a few little LEDs. Backside looks like it's copper flashing on it, which is not surprising since there's nothing back there, but we'll have to remove all this masking to see how much gold there is on it. To be continued on that. And of course we got a keyboard here. I hate doing these. This is all aluminum. But this will have some silver in it, this mylar. That is what the keys are activating. Oh, the sheet here. I'm going to toss this to the side for now because I don't want to deal with all the buttons. I like how it's able to bend and still conform. But I'll set that to the side and we'll take that apart later. This is still... let's see here. Got another ground here. That's all that. That's steel. But yeah, I'm just trying to get all the steel out of my shop right now, or as much of it as I can. Remove the rest of this hinge. Ties holding them. What's holding it in? There's a big piece right there. There's a switch here. You off. Let's get two turns on it. Nope. Yep, that's still. Now we're down just to the monitor. You got a couple more screws up here. There might be, yep, there's some on the bottom. Now we can see what's in here. That's steel. Okay. So this is our LCD panel. LCD panel, which I do not know if there's anything other than this board up here that should be gotten. because this board has gold flashing on it, gold fingers. Beyond that, I don't know if there's anything here worth getting. So I'm going to set it aside and find out what I can find out about it. And the rest of that is steel. So that's it for that guy. This little board, which is the power board for the LCD, it's just got a chip on it, a few low surface mount items, a couple capacitors, one copper coil. This is the one off the monitor, off the LCD itself. It's got a couple flat packs, or a flat pack of BGA and a chip. MOSFET, that looks like it's probably a inductor, so there's probably a tiny bit of copper in it. Some other surface mount items on it, and like I said, gold plating on the circuit board. This one, it's just got the buttons on it, so a little bit of silver content there. And then of course the wires, which some of them will have some of them will have brass connectors, and there's possibly one or two in here that are that'll have gold plated contacts on it. Case in point, I think this one has gold plated contacts on it. That's a little bit of ferrite. That one probably has gold plating on it as well. Yep, gold plating on that. That's ferrite as well. Can we get that off is the question. There we go. That can all go into our wire bucket. I'll have to clean up my workshop here in a little bit. And all this mess to micro scrap. I also got this little camera I started taking apart and then stopped. What I've been doing on these fans lately is just cutting the wires, popping out the popping it out of the frame, and then just breaking off all the fins to make it as small as possible, and just stacking it with all the others that I have. So condensing it down as much as possible. I haven't decided what I'm going to do on these. Either I will continue to break them down to the point where I can just throw them into a crucible and melt the copper off, or there's a possibility I can just leave them as motors and take them to the scrapyard that way, get a little bit of money out of them with no effort. I just have not decided what to do. I mean, I don't have to worry about my time as much as a lot of others do, because I'm doing this simply, as a hobby, to have fun. Not trying to make money off of it. If I was, I would probably reconsider a lot of different things in it. I'm just trying to do something that's enjoyable. Prevent stuff from going into the landfill. My wife and I have been recycling for 20 plus years since we moved here. So that's always been something that we've had on the radar. This is just another aspect of it. That went into my copper bucket. Sounds like the dogs are having a race upstairs. So that's all those motors I can come back to later. Pieces of steel, hinges. Tiny switch. It's got a piece of silver in it. It's going to be equally tiny. Okay, I think that's going to be it for this one. Okay, have a good one, guys.